Namaste, welcome back. Today is our fourth class out of the five classes we're going to do through this series, Navigating the Unknown. And this class is about faith. And faith is, can say also hope, but in a way, faith is that we're giving our hope to something bigger, so to speak. So when we navigate places that are big changes and times of unknown, where we think we're going to reopen the economy in 1 week or two, and then there's something else happening, and then we have to deal with not knowing. But in a way, yoga is a thread to a spiritual practice. Let's not be afraid of calling what it is. And a spiritual practice for me, and this is really what I love about yoga, is like yoga is super grounded because it's what we do, in asanas through our bodies. And yet it connects us to something bigger. And something bigger, spirit, doesn't have to be something really dogmatic, but really something, for me again, looking at the sky at night or just during the day, or looking at the water. I love also looking at the ocean or the water, a lake, and just being reminded, whoa, this is so big, there's so much I don't know and so much I can hardly comprehend because I can't see under the water, for instance. And so when we navigate times when we don't know, and it can be, the times we're going through right now, but it's also can be a breakup or a change of job or a change, housing situation or some breach or unknown sickness, it's like, whoa, okay, this is in front of me. How can I have faith at it's okay? Even though it's painful, even though it's difficult, I don't have to do it on my own. And in yoga we say the winds of grace are always blowing. So in other words, grace is always here to support us. But it's up to us to set up our sails, if you like the picture. So the winds of grace are always here, but if we never kind of lean into them, we won't feel the support. So today, let's revisit some very basic poses and connect to the bigger energy through our contact to our back body. Because the back, we can try as better as we can, and even though we're really good yogis, we won't be able to see our back straight. So it's like opening to what we cannot see. Bring your palms together. Close your eyes and just take a moment here with your eyes closed to just notice whatever images come up, whatever, traces of light. It's always very sweet to close our eyes and be mindful and notice what's behind, our eyelids. Opening up to literally the invisible, because we're closing our eyes, signaling we are willing to see the invisible. Let your breath settle in. Exhale slowly. Inhale again, just lift your side ribs, your chest, head back, and then as you exhale, just lean back slightly. So you begin to open your awareness to your back. Just notice what's happening as you lean back. There's like a sense of, in your brain going on, whoa, something is okay actually. Leaning back, trusting, having faith. If there's some things that's been a bit overwhelming for you those days, see whether you can bring it up and offer it to your practice as an intention for today. Gently bow your head and open your eyes, release your hands. Let's start standing up. So you can remove your things from the mat. Remove your socks and come up. So stand into the front of your mat. And you're just going to stay here so it's easier for you to see. Find your hips just above your ankles, hip distance, feet parallel. Revisit the four corners of the feet as you know. Inhale, bring your hands to the sky. And pause here. Turn your palms facing forward. Take a deep inhale and lengthen your side ribs. Lift and spread your toes. Just wake up a little bit. Stretch your left hand a bit higher. Stretch your right hand a bit higher. Bending a little bit to the side. Do that again. First side. Exhale, other side. So creating space as you breathe in onto the side ribs. And then find the middle again. And imagine you pushing your hands onto the edges of the wall. And move your shoulders back. And take a deep inhale. As you exhale, close your eyes and lean back slightly. Not just with your hands, but with your heels, with your top of your thighs, your pelvis. With your eyes closed, try to breathe into your back, into the back of the lungs. Exhale, release your arms to the sides. Open your eyes and find a gaze that's really soft and unfocused and move your hands up as you inhale. And exhale down to the side. So even though your eyes are open now, simply move your hands with your breath and reconnect or stay connected to your back body. So the whole really practice of the yogi is to be able to stay connected to the unseen, to the bigger picture as we are moving through the world, as we are looking forward and taking our actions as householders. Arms up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Okay, bend your knees slightly. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, bend both knees and reach all the way down to the ground. So bend your knees here. Stay gentle with your hamstring. If that's the first practice of your day, maybe use your blocks or your books. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale and just soften your ribs and belly towards your thighs. Inhale, chest forward again. Lengthen your heart. Try to bend your knees to lengthen your lower back a little bit. And exhale, bow. Hands to your hips. Elbows toward the ceiling. Inhale, come all the way up. And bring your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, bend both knees, come to the ground. Inhale, long spine forward. Exhale and bow. Okay, stay connected to your back. Elbows up, shoulders back, and lift up. Reconnect to your back as you look forward and reach your hands up. Exhale, arms to the sides and in front of your heart. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, from your back, lean forward and bow over like the universe is holding your arms. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale and bow. Lift and spread your toes, reach down into the earth. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, hands to the sky. Okay, stay soft, respect, exhale all the way down. Respect the movement of the breath, the flow of the breath. Inhale, forward. Exhale, left foot back. Okay, low lunge here. So keep your knee up. Right knee is bent. Scissor your legs toward each other, reach your chest forward. And exhale, soften the back of your heart, reconnect to your back here. Inhale, right hand up to the sky, left hand stay on the mat or the floor. Okay, pause here as you exhale, lean back a little bit. From the belly, from the ribs, from the heart. Lean into your back body. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Left knee, to the mat. Inhale, both hands up to the sky. Exhale, arms forward and back and simply move here. Inhale, hands forward. Turn your palms forward. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, hands forward. Now this time a bit more strong. Bring your hands, so face your palms are facing forward and press like you could press into a wall or into something and lean diagonally a bit above your thigh. Imagine you press your hand onto a table, belly in, pull the belly towards your ribs. So reach toward the back body actively and come up again. Inhale. Okay, let's do that 3 more times. Exhale, bow over, press, imagining this table, inhale up, exhale 2, inhale up, exhale 3, inhale up, and exhale to the ground. Good. Bring your right knee next to your left, and move back to downward facing dog. Now bend both knees, look forward, knees up, thighs back, melt the upper back, and reconnect to the back of your legs here. Bring the top of the thighs toward the back of the room and just open the space of the hamstrings. Belly in, reconnect to the back of your belly. And inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Bring your knees down, belly in. And as you bend your elbows into chaturanga, see whether you can reconnect to the back body also here. So breathe into the back and lower to the ground. Inhale, shoulders back, and gently lift. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale down. Tuck your toes. Back to your dog pose. Okay, breathe 3 times here. Deep, long breath. Inhale and draw in from the earth. Support. Exhale and reach out into the earth, but also out into the space around you. Inhale, left foot up to the sky. And exhale, knee to your chest. And bring your foot forward. Okay, low lunge here. So you can keep your right knee up first, and then lean forward, scissor your legs gently. Melt the upper back. When you're ready, lift your left hand up to the sky. So face has something to do, in the Hatha I method that I'm teaching at least, with the element of space. So try to sense the space around you and lean into space, take up space, but relate, connect to space also. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Right knee to the floor, to the mat, or to a blanket. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, arms forward and back. Inhale, up. Exhale, as you move your arms, try to reconnect to space. It's like you're touching something with your arms. That something is space, like the quality you can relate to, the invisible. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. This time, turn your palms facing up. Exhale, lean forward. Press like you had a table again. But back, belly in. Reach. Try to lengthen your lower back a little bit. Inhale, up. Exhale, 3 more. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. And exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Good. Right knee up. Inhale. And exhale, step your right foot to the top. Okay, hip width between the feet. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale and bow. Hands to your hips. Elbows toward the ceiling. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, close your eyes here. Bend your knees slightly and move your thighs back so you feel a bit more weight toward your heels. Bring your belly in, shoulders back. Feel your ground, the movement in your hips perhaps, the fire of the belly, the 3 elements we've been working with the last classes. And lean back so you begin to open, to reconnect to a bigger energy again. A bigger perspective that brings not only release but also a bigger perspective on things. Inhale and with face, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, come to the ground. Long spine forward, inhale. Exhale and reach your right foot back. And bring your right heel down to a 45 degree, to a perpendicular angle, sorry. So your right foot is parallel with the shoulder of the mat. And look at your front heel, and if you could draw a line from the front heel to the middle of your back foot, that line would reach in the middle of the arch of the back foot. So try to make that line, move your left heel accordingly. Bring your left elbow onto your thigh, right hand to your hip. Now move your hips back, belly in, and then reach your right hand towards your screen if you're watching me, so like towards the direction of your nose. Inhale and exhale, pull your arm bone back. Do that again, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull the arm bone back in your shoulder. Now inhale, reach your arm forward and bring it a bit more toward the upper right corner of your mat. And then look inside your belly and bring your right elbow towards your belly as you round your back a bit more. So reconnect to the back muscles here, back, the front of the ribs are moving back. Inhale, reach your arm. Exhale, elbow in. Inhale, reach your arm. Exhale, elbow in. Inhale, reach your arm. Exhale, in again. Inhale, up. Parsvakonasana, right arm up. Good. And then reconnect to the back body again. Belly in. Soften into that bigger perspective that you are held. Arm alongside your ear. Inhale, exhale, and come back up to warrior two. Inhale, stretch your front leg. Reverse your warrior, so stretch your left leg, left hand up. And exhale back with the arms parallel, horizontal. Now turn your toes in, so your feet are parallel. Adjust your feet if needed. And bring your hands on your hips. Bring your feet closer. So it's not hip distance, it's somewhere in between the distance you were in and a bit closer. Now, and draw your heels in. So bend your knees, and when you bend your knees, you're going to have your knees above the ankle, so that's the distance. Now, the feet are 45 degrees, so it's not open to the side, it's a bit hard for the hips. Bend your knees, butt back. Exhale and lower down a bit more, like your thighs are almost horizontal. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. Okay, now with the arms, exhale, bend both elbows to the side, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale and bend. Okay, pose here. Bounce a little bit. Move a little bit from side to side, shoulders back, and just reconnect to your back body here. Belly in, head back, shoulders back. Inhale, reach up. And find warrior two, left foot forward again. So readjust your feet. Inhale, lean forward. And come all the way down, this time to your mat. Come back, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, forward to plank. Reconnect to your back body, shoulders back, and come down. Inhale, shoulders back, cobra. Okay, pause here. Reach from your pelvis through your feet, and then hug your shoulder blade onto the back. Belly in and up, and reach up to the top of your crown. And exhale, lower, down. Tuck your toes, come back, down dog position. Inhale, right foot up. And exhale, knee to chest. Place your foot between your hands. Left heel goes back again. So down and probably a bit back, so front heel in line with the middle of the back arch. Right elbow onto your knee, left hand on your hip. Lean gently back, left hand up to the sky. Parsvakonasana, just stay here, open, inhale. And then exhale, reach your hand straight in the same direction as your nose. And exhale, plug the arm bone back. Just work your shoulder a little bit here. Arm back. So every time we do movement to reconnect to the back body, we're kind of training our capacity for faith. Faith requires vulnerability, accepting that we need help, but also that we're opening to a bigger perspective. Okay, inhale forward now, a bit more to the top left side of your mat. And then exhale, elbow in, round the back, ribs in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in, draw in, round, try to get contact to your quadratus lumborum here, the muscle onto the left side of the back. Exhale in one more time, pull in, pull in, pull in, and open up. Bend your front knee, inhale, warrior two. Stretch your front leg and reverse your warrior. Scissor your legs together. Inhale and back here. Okay. Turn your toes in again. Readjust your feet so now your feet are parallel and your wrists are above your ankles. Interlace your fingers. Scissor your legs toward each other, shoulders back, and lean forward and back. Inhale and exhale. Try to pull the head of the arm bones back behind you to reconnect to your back body here. The back of your heart, the invisible, universal part of your heart. The part that connects us to one another. Shoulders back. So hug your heart with the shoulder blades here. Hands a bit above your head. Exhale. Release and soften your palms to the ground. Good. And go back towards your right foot to find downward facing dog. Good. Pause here. 2 deep breaths. See where you can soften a little more. Maybe dome your armpits. Soften the edges of the neck. You can look forward, but keep your neck muscles soft. 1 deep breath. And exhale, good. Okay, and walk your feet toward the middle of the mat. Bend your knees, come down onto your buttock. Good. And come down onto your back. Plant your elbows onto the ground and try to work and walk your shoulder blades towards each other on the back. Okay. Now pull your belly in gently and keep, although you're keeping the lower back curve, draw the belly in and up so you feel a bit more stability around the hips and the belly. Now soften your palms to the sides for a moment. And you can even close your eyes and tune into the contact between your palms, between your shoulders, your feet, and the ground. This is like point of contact, point of touch. This is where you can, it's an image, it's a symbol, but it's maybe like an example of touching grace, touching the support behind us. Bring your intention up again and just release, relax into the invisible support you can have. Great. And then try to keep that softness and receptivity into the parts of your body that are touching the ground. Point your fingertips at the sky now. Spread your fingertips. It's like you're engaging, so you engage your arms a little more. Good. And softly reach your hips up. Belly in, shoulders back. Setu Bandha Savangasana. Belly in, shoulders back. Inhale and exhale, lower down. Good. Just rest your hands onto your thighs. See whether you can relax the lower back, the buttock muscles. Be receptive. Open. And let's settle it again, shoulders underneath. This time lift and spread your toes without losing touch with the ground underneath. Sometimes we over-engage and we kind of lost touch with the first contact. So keep your contact with grace and then inhale, lift your hips. Soften the top of your groins, the top of the thighs, and then lengthen your tailbone. And now look at the top of your palate, like the upper palate in the center of your head. And try to reach that spot into the ground. So it's like gently pressing the back of your head into the ground. And from the back of the head, reach all the way through your knees and up. Inhale. And exhale, lower, down, right there. Just place your hands onto your thighs. Just close your eyes for a moment. And open your eyes. Okay, so if you do have a block, grab a block. If you don't have a block, we'll work something out. A book might not work actually, or so we'll see. Just place it on the side and roll to your side and grab your blanket. So I'm lucky to have a very nice blanket here. It's nicely folded, so it's nice to have it flat. So if you're at home and your blanket is a bit different, so try to make it so that it's flat, and then you're going to place it toward the top of your mat and let the roll, like the folded end of the blanket, be toward the top of your mat. The block is on the side. We're going to use it in a moment. We're going to go into a shoulder stand, but because of the nature of our neck, I don't want you to flatten the neck. And I want to say, if you do have head issues or neck injuries, maybe just skip this one. I recommend you skip this one. Here it is. So we're going to place the shoulder blades onto the blanket, but the back of the head onto the mat. So here we are. So going back to where we were, the top of my shoulders are on the blanket, but the back of my head is on the of the mat. Okay. Shoulders back. Now I can keep my hands right here. So this is one work. If you have neck injuries, maybe this is the version you're going to take. Inhale, lift your hips, and then place the block underneath the sacrum. Okay, just find a spot where it feels stable. Now, make sure you have a curve under the neck, so you can place your hand, and then bring your right knee toward your chest, and maybe your right foot up. Inhale, bring your right foot down, and okay, inhale again, left knee up, exhale to your chest, and inhale up to the sky. Exhale down, and maybe bend both legs, so keep your left knee up, and bring your right knee next to your left. And then maybe bring both feet up to the sky, head back. So here, again, shoulders back. And some of us, we might want to play, you can come down and try up again, to breathe your hand, to really lift here, shoulders back. Okay, let's just bring the feet down again. Shoulders back, hands up. Bring one foot up, and maybe both feet up for shoulder stand. So you go back to the block, or you begin to work toward your shoulder stands here. So here comes more weight on the neck. That's why you come out of this pose if you have neck injury, shoulders back, and gently press the palate down again. Reconnect to the back of your head, of your shoulders. Keep your heels a bit more above your hips if you can. Okay, you stay here. Some of us, we might want to play a little bit. Bring the toes behind your head, one leg, or maybe both legs. You can also interlace your fingers, shoulders back, if your legs are toward above your head. And then maybe reach both feet up again. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, to come out, just reach the hands to your hips again, if you're up there. And then bend and bring your legs above your head and gently roll through your spine. Bring your hips down, your feet down. Okay, and close your eyes here. It's a bit intense for the neck, so just relax your neck here. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Broaden your feet mat distance or toward that, and bring your knees towards each other. Bring your one hand on your belly, one on your chest maybe. Connect right here to the place underneath you, the place of support. Let yourself open to the space around you. It's like you feel the space, like you can connect. Almost be the space around. Okay, and then roll to your side. Come back up. And just move your blanket to the side. And let's go back onto the back, so without the blanket. Cross your, well, actually bring your right foot up to the sky and interlace your fingers behind the right leg. So right heel up. So the point here is really not to bring your leg above your head. It's more to create space actually in the spine and to respect the level of the hips. So both hips are at the same height. The right hip is not higher. That makes sense. Good. And then reach the top of the thigh into your hands. You can interlace your fingers here. If that's working for you, you can stretch the left leg. Stretch the psoas here on the left side. Shoulders back. Close your eyes and connect to the back body again, behind your abdomen, but also behind your right leg. Reaching your hamstrings back into your hands, kind of trusting, keeping faith that you're okay where you are. You got this. Grace got your back. And exhale, release, bend your knee, bring your right foot towards the left knee, and then move your hips 20 or something like that centimeters to the right, and then roll your right knee to the left for a twist. So right hand can come alongside your right ear, or a bit more towards like 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock toward the right, depending on what side you're looking at the clock. And then inhale, exhale. You can even bring your left hand on your right hip here, just to help you get a bigger stretch on the right side, pulling your right hip away from your right ribs. Inhale, close your eyes and just lean into your breath, into the back body. Lean into the stretch so you can simply be in faith. It comes to you naturally. Inhale and gently come back to center. Stretch. You can keep your right foot down or stretch it to the floor if you had it straight, the other one stretch. And then stretch your left leg so your left heel goes up toward the ceiling. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh, kind of in the middle of the thigh, and then reach the top of the thigh away from your right hip here, so you get a bit more space. Then reach your sit bones to the ground, so the lower back curves, and then belly in, head back. You can reconnect again the back of the head into the ground, the top of the left thigh into your hands. And exhale, bend the knee, left foot on the right knee, move your hip to the left and then twist in the other direction. Left shoulder back, left hand back. And here, breathe. Again, you can use your right hand to help you twist a bit deeper. Let your breath be smooth and slow. See whether you can connect to the back of your lungs, but more generally to a sense of not doing, of being open to what is, but without forcing anything. Inhale and come back to your center. Okay, and right here, Bring your knees toward the outside of your ribs, so some space between your knees here, and find a happy baby, reaching for your fingers to the outside of your feet with the arms inside of the knees. If that's too much, you're going to grab your shins or your ankles. And otherwise, an alternative is really to bring your elbows around your knees and find kind of a child's pose on your back here. So just connect to what feels right. And then reach your sit bones to the ground. Feel free to move a little bit from side to side, but stay really soft here. It's not about moving too much. It's really about staying where you are with what is just open to the space in your hips that you can recreate here. And exhale. Let's find a way to softly stretch into Shavasana. So stretch back. Feel free to reach for your blanket or what you need. And then as you lean back here, close your eyes and connect to your ankles, to the back of your legs, to your heels, like every part of your body that's touching the ground. Your hips, the part of the hips more specifically that's on the floor. The palms, the back of the hands, palms are turning up, so the back of the hands. And the arms, the shoulders, all the way to the shoulder blades, to the back of the head. So imagine you can breathe into the back, and even breathe into the back of your lungs with faith, with effortlessness. Take a few deep breaths right there. Begin to sense the space in between your toes, in between your fingers, just above and around your body. Begin to include space in your Shavasana right here. So you're becoming closer, more intimate with the space around you. See whether you can relax a little more. Relax the muscles in the thighs, at the bottom of the pelvis, deep inside the belly, at the joints, at the top of the neck, where your neck meets with your head. Can relax that little spot behind your eyes, your forehead, in between your fingers, and rest there, completely open and held. Stay very soft and connected to your back as you gradually begin to increase your breath, the rhythm, just to bring more oxygen, more prana, more life force to your body, one cell at a time. by all means stay there a bit longer. Otherwise, we're going to begin to move softly and transition out of Shavasana. You can begin to move and stretch and at some point roll onto your right side. Inhale and softly come up to a sitting position. You can keep your eyes closed. Take one hand on your heart, one on your belly. With your eyes closed, just lean back a little bit again, remembering the support we all have access to at all times. Your palms together. Just notice the softness between your palms. Keep the same softness in your heart, in your mind, to navigate through changes, through the unknown, with faith and grace. Bring your palms to your forehead, back to your heart. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.